Absolutely, Nicole. Just welcome to the family.
Okay. Thank you.
Woo! Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Man, welcome. Get up on here right now. Already know what time it is. I got some dynamic ladies on the call, and I'm Hello. Hey, everybody. Hello. I know you missed us. Get on up in here. Let's go. You already know what time it is. Let's go. Come on, everybody. I'm sharing this on here. You guys got to get on here. You guys know we have a dynamic show today. And as you can see, we have somebody special with us. As you can see, we do have an addition today. We're going to welcome Nicole on the Ladies Takeover. Let's go.
Hello, Nicole. Welcome.
Oh, you guys are amazing.
Always good when we can see Nicole's face. And I'm so glad she's on Ladies Takeover. Let's go.
Yeah.
Woo! Man, we got to get all of our boys in there. I know everybody wants to join up in here. Come on, everybody. You know what time it is.
All right, it's that time. Woo!
It's Ladies Takeover time.
All right. Nicole, do you want to introduce yourself? I'm sure people know a little bit about you already, but come on, talk about yourself a little bit. Welcome to the Ladies Show.
My favorite number is 8. My name is Nicole Marianne Klychak, and I am a Saints fan. I co-host and was brought in from Kyle, Sean, and Andrew with Janae and all of you guys. I do a show on the NFC South Takeover, normally on Tuesdays, and I'm learning and digging my socks more into the teams, and I'm learning a lot. So I'm a new learner, but longtime fan.
That's what I'm talking about. Yo, what's up, Sydney?
Hey, Sydney Swinton. Hey, Ash.
Hey, Ash.
Is here.
Woo! Come join the show. You know it's gonna be a good time.
Hello.
Welcome our special guest, Nicole.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
Oh, there we go, Kate. There we go, Kate.
Okay. Guys, you guys know we have a guest. And we're just going to go around really quick. Nicole, introduce herself. Who do I have right above me?
Hey, okay. Well, my favorite number is 7, and we're going to share that. Anyway, hey, everybody. I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving break. I hope you had a nice time with your family. I hope you all had a nice, beautiful time with whomever is your family, friends, however you celebrate it. I hope you all enjoyed it. So welcome back. We had a hiatus last week because it was Thanksgiving, and we decided to make sure we spent that with our loved ones. And so, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ladies Takeover Show.
Woo, woo, woo. All right. And so we also have somebody wonderful and amazing and the actual creator of this show who is right next to Delilah.
Hey, this is Kate, creator of the Ladies Takeover Show, and I am Thomas Patrick Edward Brady III's biggest fan. And I am Kate Elverson, and yes, I love my Tommy Brady. You can't, all you haters, stop. There's nothing going to break my love. Sorry.
Love it.
That is
good.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, she announced that is her man. Okay, look, now that he is single, she is ready. She has her whole bio in his DMs right now, ready.
Listen, I mean, she's usually wearing a number 12. I'm surprised she's not wearing it today.
No, I usually do. It's cold.
It is very, very. Woo! All right, guys. So we got to get into it, man. We want to welcome guys into Ladies Takeover. Let's talk football. And we are excited about this week's show, guys. We got some special things for you. We know the game is on right now. You're tuning into both, which we want you to do because we will be talking about the game that's on right now. But let's get into the show. Delilah, what do we have?
All right. So before we move on to one of our favorite segments, since we have our wonderful Nicole, let's show a quick intro video of her NFC South show.
Yes.
Aww.
Oh, it was great.
Janae.
We can't hear you. You're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you are. You were muted still. Go for it.
You know what? I needed to be on mute because I was probably trying out of the moment. I hear what I was saying to command, but it's okay. Oh, thank you for joining with us. So y'all need to tune in. So that is a dynamic show.
All right. All right. So we're gonna dive into women in the NFL. So instead of discussing a particular woman, I decided that today we're actually gonna spotlight what the NFL actually created and why there are more women in the NFL than we have ever seen before. Okay, so I'm gonna cover the Women's Careers in Football Forum. In 2017, Sam Rappaport, which our former co-host Ash, which by the way, stay tuned, she might pop up this coming December. Ash covered her last year doing one of our first subjects of women in the NFL. So Sam Rappaport, she is the Senior Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and she actually created this Women's Career in Football Forum. But the reason for it is to make sure that women actually have access to people in charge of the NFL, but not just the NFL, but across the board, the teams at different levels. So NFL front office members, coaches, and executives in hopes of cultivating connections and transforming those networking opportunities into actual jobs. So one of their mottos is inspiring, educating, and connecting female candidates for football operation positions in professional and collegiate football programs. So what's great is it's not just about the NFL, but it's also at the college levels, right? Because we all got to start somewhere. So the Women's Career in the Football Forum helps the NFL identify women currently working in college football programs to join in the next future of leaders in the NFL. And so the forum educates, again, like I said, it connects female candidates currently working with all of these different executives at all levels. Last year, so in March, it feels like last year, sorry, March 14th through 15th, the NFL hosted their 6th Women's Career in Football Forum. The forum connected 45 women, 64% of whom were women of color, with leaders in the professional football space to provide insight and opportunities into open NFL positions, as well as coaching, scouting, and football operations. Over the course of that 2-day virtual event, participants actually attended panel discussions, breakout sessions, and networking activities with executives, coaches, industry experts, and hiring managers, including the NFL and women leaders in college sports.
Let's go.
Most participants worked. Yeah, exactly. Most participants worked in entry-level college football roles. The forum gave them the chance to learn more about where their experiences can lead them in the professional football arena. Since 2017, the forum has helped develop a more diverse talent pipeline by connecting women with career opportunities in football, 200 of which have emerged over the past 5 years. So, woo, let's go.
Wow, that gives me chills.
Aww.
So every year they hold this forum, and that's where they find all these talented women that we've been talking about. Now, obviously, we've had some goats that actually jumped in before this forum was created, but still, I'm glad that it exists. And I'm glad that they're actually connecting experts already, women already that are in these professional roles, connecting with other women, and they're giving them these opportunities. So kudos to the Women's Careers in the NFL Football Forum for giving women the opportunity to elevate themselves in the sport that we love. We're here talking about tonight. All women, by the way.
Yes.
What a great opportunity.
Let's go.
Mhm.
So, what do you think about this, Kate?
I think it's really incredible because it's because of those women and the women empowerment in the NFL and having opportunities to have roles in there is why the four of us are here tonight discussing the NFL and discussing football and doing these amazing things because of them. And they've paved the path for other women to come into the NFL. And I love that the women are starting to take over in the NFL. There's more women owners, there's more women refs, there's more women in coaching positions. And I just think it's a beautiful and wonderful thing because not every woman's role is to be in the kitchen making her dinner for her husband or her spouse or her whatever. And I think a woman, like I've said, a woman's place can be in the NFL. And I just kudos to Sam Rappaport for starting this. And I just think that it's really incredible because I'm all about women empowerment.
Woo! And to our OG, Janae, you've been hosting a football show for years with Sean. So what do you think about this opportunity with the NFL?
I think it's absolutely amazing. This is what we've been trying to do. This is the mission that we've been trying to get forth. We've been talking about this since the very beginning. All of us ladies, we know it's weird to believe that people think that women don't love the game as much as men. It's on the same TVs as a man's TV. It's on the same. I mean, we have been watching this beautiful game grow just as much as everybody else. And to see that there's finally an opportunity that we get a chance to just let us in. Just let us in so we can show you. Each and every one of the ladies on this show are testaments that we know the game. You guys know that you guys can call us. We put stats out. Delilah will throw something out at you in a heartbeat. You already know, we know it. Kate, you know, she's a diehard Michigan. She's a diehard Tom Brady. She can give you everything. You already know. Nicole loves the Saints. She can quote all of the stuff, all the stats for the Saints. You have to believe and know in your heart that in this game, nobody should be counted out. Of course, we can't play, and we're not trying to say that, and we can play in women leagues, but we're not saying that it needs to be a mixed league where you want to play together. I'm saying that it's great to have an opportunity that you acknowledge that we know the game too. We know the game. We love the game just as much. And that's why I admire the guys that we do have, you know, as our Let's Talk Football family, because they know we know the game.
Yep.
We use this little platform to show people that we know it's organizations like it's forums like this that'll show that we are out here, ladies and gentlemen. We know the game of football. And I'm just finally giving us an opportunity to show it, to show the game.
Woo! I love it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nicole, our special guest host today? What do you think about this?
I think it's awesome. I mean, we're getting in and like we want to be involved in having fun and getting a little bit of that cheddar, you know.
Yeah, you will love it
around.
You're right, though.
I mean, it's great, and even to see for like, I wish I had that growing up, you know, of seeing that, and that's just 5 more years of it falling on to some maybe other, you know, young girls that can see and be like, I can love the game too, and be a part of it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I love it. Janae, your brother from another mother has a message for you.
Oh God. We're not allowing him to be. We're not.
He's relentless.
The hottest team in football is not Washington. It's not Washington. It will never be Washington right now. It's not. You had a chance when you had it, when you were beating up on Tom Brady, almost won that game. But you can't get it this year. It's not, you don't have any crown. You haven't won any big titles with the Eagles.
Janae, can I just tell you? Ask him how his Tar Heels basketball team is doing because they just lost 3 in a row.
That's what I'm talking about.
See, I can humble him a little.
You see how you're back. You see how she's got her girls back. That's how it should be. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Janae, I got you, girl. I got you.
Well, if someone needs to run, get some water real quick, we're gonna move on to our next segment in a second. And you're gonna hear a little bit from our former co-host about our following segment, and then we'll jump right in.
I think it's really nice that someone like Hayden Hurst is coming out and being like, look, you're not alone. Mm-hmm. I'm a big, tough football player, and look at me. Like, I went through it too. Like, anybody can go through it. Doesn't matter how, like, if you're an athlete, if you're a man.
Let's go. Let's go. And you guys know that face. We all love Ash. She always kicks the backs. Lord knows we miss you so much, Ash. But, we, like Delilah said, we may be seeing that face on the show soon. But we won't give away too many secrets. We won't give too many secrets out. But, ladies, I'm so glad that we did Women in the NFL. But we also got to get to the next segment, which is the cause in the NFL. What do we have today?
We have the NFL Player Care Foundation. The NFL Player Care Foundation is an independent organization dedicated to helping retired players improve their quality of life. The PCF addresses all aspects of life, providing programs and assistance with medical, emotional, financial, social, and community issues. The National Football League recognizes the enormous contributions former players have had in the development and success of America's favorite sport, NFL football. To acknowledge and express appreciation for their contributions, the NFL owners, in partnership with the NFL Players Association, Pro Football Hall of Fame, and NFL Alumni Association, created the NFL Player Care Foundation in September 2007. The PCF is administered by a board of 8 directors. The National Football League, NFL Players Association, Pro Football Hall of Fame, and NFL Alumni Association are each appointed and nominated director. In addition, 4 outside directors share their expertise in foundation management, mental health, social welfare issues, and healthcare. The foundation is committed to improving its outreach and impact so that it may better serve retired players. It uses a unique case management model that focuses on individualized strategies to help players through challenging times through its partnership and foundation's diverse board membership. It is poised to effectively communicate, understand, and serve the needs of those players whose careers contributed to the enormous success of the NFL. So some of the programs that can offer help are through charitable grants that support research and offer relief to disadvantaged and distressed retired players. The PCF has enacted a number of programs to improve the quality of former players, including financial assistance, health and wellness support, and partnerships. So with financial assistance, there's different grants to help former players that need financial assistance and need financial help if they fall on hard times, that there's different things that they do to help them with that. And then there are different career programs that can help a former football player. And there's different privacy practices, of course, that go along with all of this. And then There is the health and wellness. If there's disaster relief, any of them need health and body and mind screening, because we know that with concussions have come a lot of mental distress in players. And so they do a lot of different screenings to help with that. There's a hotline that players can call confidentially with whatever healthcare problem they're facing, and they will reach out to them and give them the right support. There's a joint replacement program with the health and wellness, because we all know their bodies have taken a licking and sometimes they stop ticking. So they do different things to help them with different health things like joint replacement. There's an NFL Lifeline, because we all know that they go through mental health issues after the league. We've seen a number of players go through mental health issues. So there's a lot of different resources that this foundation offers to give players those lifelines. And then there's a benefits office as well. So like if they're struggling for healthcare benefits, whatever kind of benefits they would need, this foundation will help former players that are not doing as well or down on their luck get the benefits they need. And there's different partnerships that have partnered with this foundation, with the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the Alumni Association, and that have partnered to help with this. And then some of the statistics, the Player Care Foundation puts numbers on the board. It's financial contributions from the different partnerships and donations have accumulated $26.1 million. Players assisted have been 2,102. There's been 12.2 million to the research distribution, and 6,384 players have been screened by the Player Foundation. So it's reached a lot. It's raised a lot since 2007. And it's amazing how many players, when you think of how many players that have played, that since 2007, 6,385 of them have reached out to this foundation to be screened to see about assistance and to see about getting help. In 2018, the NFL Player Care Foundation is proud to partner with one of the nation's premier medical services, Tulane University School of Medicine, to conduct its health, body, and mind screening program. The PCF screenings are offered as part of the foundation's research programs, which help to advance public awareness and scientific understanding of health issues that affect former NFL players. With consent from players participating in the screenings, clinical information is gathered and used for important research initiatives that may lead to advances that improve the lives of NFL retirees. The PCF is pleased to share with you published research based on data collected through the NFL Player Care Foundation's Healthy Body and Mind Screening Program. The abstracts are now included in the most recent American College of Sports Medicine journal and were presented to the ACMS conference in June 2018. The two research topics are the prevalence of obesity and diabetes mellitus in former professional football player populations, the prevalence of hypertension in the population of former football players, and then there's different players that they've highlighted over the years, like the athletic trainer from the Giants, Ronnie Barnes, talks about his interaction on the website with the Player Foundation and how it's helped him. They host different events regularly, and that it's pretty incredible that the NFL's been around a long time, ladies. We all understand this, but it took till 2007 for them to form this foundation to help them after their careers. So it, in a way, makes me sad about the players that haven't before that didn't get this care and maybe needed this care, but it's finally here. and it's really, really helping. So, and then the phone number for the players to call is, of course, 1-800-NFL-GOAL. If they need that help, they can reach out. So that is the NFL Player Care Foundation. If you didn't know, now you know that the NFL is really working hard to make sure that the lives of the players that served us as fans for how many years get the care they need after they retire, because not all of them get the big salaries and can go off to be announcers or broadcasters or become coaches. A lot of them get pushed to the side that don't necessarily have the talent that some of them have to go off to be owners, GMs, or whatever. So it's nice to see that they're helping everybody, even the guy that maybe doesn't always come off the bench as well. So that's the foundation. I'm very proud that the NFL has this, and there you go. So I'm going to ask first, Nicole, what do you think of this foundation?
I think it's very needed. Uh, Even though, the players, and I'm sure that they've all got causes for them, but they don't, to look inside and being like, it's so hard to ask, even for help financially, because all of the pressure and the shame too that might come with, well, you're a player, you make so much money, what happened, kind of thing. I think it's great. I was watching a show on Netflix that recently was talking about money, and how there was a quite staggering stat about retired NFL players. And the money comes in quick, and where it goes and stuff, and to have that support after, and especially with all of the injuries that people receive, I'm so here for it. I love that. I'm glad that they are finally and taking care of over 6,000 people. That's a lot, and I'm glad that, if there's even some of these other people that if they could reach out to that, maybe, the word could get out to them as well from other players who have had a success with it. So I love it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
go ahead, Janae.
Oh, I love it because, like you said, the main point about it is people think that we work, we just unlimited money, all the resources in the world. Not very true. A lot of players make a lot of money, but there are a lot of players that don't make as much as the big names would know. And the fact that they have an outlet that they can go somewhere where people are like-minded, they know about the health. You gotta think about these players. They don't know like football for but at air. Who make it's a very giving. And if you think about it, so yes, they're going to college, and yes, they're getting into the NFL, great opportunity. But a lot of these people don't. After football is over, what do I do now? Is my life still purposeful? Football. Now I'm out. What am I going to do with life? These are questions that are only valuable for football, or do I have another passion? Or these are things that they have to develop once they leave. And the fact that the NFL is so important because you don't realize what players go through once they're no longer on. So I think that it's an amazing organization. You always want to cheer me up, but I felt like it was only because some of the things really from playing the game. We know that there are things that happen while playing. So the fact that they have this, I think,
And Delilah, what are your thoughts?
No, I mean, I agree with you. I wish that they had this like in a, you know what I mean? Like, because I always think of some of our like legendary players who played the game like in the 80s and the 90s, and when you hear from them and what they suffered and how they basically were like bankrupt due to health issues was usually a lot of the reasons why, because they didn't have insurance, they couldn't afford insurance, and insurance were are not going to take an aging football player who had like all these different ailments, right? And
Mhm.
so it was sad when we would read that these guys that we grew up watching would be left alone. Like they weren't taken care of. They were like, "Oh, you're retired. Good luck." And no one
Absolutely.
ever, it wasn't until more and more people started to speak out and tell the NFL, like, hey, these guys literally put their bodies on the line for this game and you just abandon them. So honestly, it was due to fan pressure because a lot of fans would look up, like, oh, what's going on with my favorite player? And when they would find out how they were living, they'd be like, what? Like, how dare you? Like, how dare you? And then on top of that, in more recent times, it's true, a lot of these guys, your bench warmers, as we call them, they're not gonna go off in and get announcer gigs and all these wonderful things that a lot of our starters get, and everything else that they get, right? Like the endorsements, they don't get the endorsements that the starters and all these other, or the people that step in when a starter goes down and all of a sudden they're the new star. You know what I mean? But that doesn't often happen when you're third or fourth or fifth string, right? The
No.
further down the line, you're most likely never gonna actually step a foot in the field. And so those guys, we don't think about those guys
The
that are like,
practice squad. The practice
yeah.
squad, guys. They're playing.
Right?
They are hitting. They're doing
Yeah.
the same thing.
So I'm glad that this exists now. I mean, it's better late than never, right? At least it exists now, right? It exists now, and at least now they're actually doing something to help players. So thank you for bringing this up, Kate. This was great, and I'm happy to know that that this exists now to help these players. So
When I was
thank you for sharing that.
researching causes, I didn't have any clue that we even had this in the NFL for players. So it just kind of popped up when I was researching, and I was like, oh, I've never heard of this one. And I was reading it and I was like, oh, it really touched my heart because I do feel like our NFL players are very well forgotten about after they're done playing. And I'm just thankful that they are trying to take care of everyone in the league, just not a select few.
Bingo.
So, yeah, they're taking care of everyone. It doesn't matter if you were like the third string punter, you can call this number and they will help you. So, in which everyone needs help.
Right. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was great. Oh, next segment, which is the hot players of last week.
No!
Man, we had a great weekend of football. If you guys open football during Thanksgiving, one of the best parts about family football. Oh my gosh, and just watching football during Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving weekend. We really, I don't know about you ladies, but I really got excited at the fact that you got that Thursday football where it was 3 games, and then you still had a whole weekend left of football to watch. It was just so beautiful. This weekend was amazing. We had some great players. All right, Nicole, we got to hit you first. Who was your hot player of last week?
Well, this was going to be, it was a pretty easy one for me. I'm pretty excited as well because I got to pick from the whole NFL bunch, the litter. And I picked a guy that was out of the Browns, and his name is David Njoku, and he is a tight end. So my hot take is him, just because there was an extraordinary one-handed touchdown that was with 37 seconds left in regulation. It was on a 4th and 10, and he got a one-handed touchdown to bring it into overtime to then, sorry, Kate, flip it back. and the Browns won against the Buccaneers. So I was watching the game and I was just in disbelief. I did a little bit of research, and the play was a little bit iffy, and there was because Brissett was playing, and the QB coaches, they were discussing this play in behind, and they never practiced it on the field at all. But they did say that they wanted to throw to him basically because the Buccaneers linebacker Devon White was going to go up against him. Njoku is 6'4" and 246 pounds, while White was 6'0" and 238 pounds. So they knew that who would be, if they would be covering, that it would be likely that they would be able to beat him. And yeah, that's what happened. So it was a great play and they trusted him. So my play is him.
I love it.
Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful play. I know somebody on this show right now is not happy about that last play. But last play, what a one-handed oh man, beautiful.
That was
There's
good.
been a lot of beautiful one-handed catches this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think that he is, man, one of the players that you do not want to sleep on. And I felt like I knew it was going to him. I just knew it in my heart of hearts, going to him. And like Nicole said, that's a big man, right? I mean, why not take the opportunity to throw it up and see what he can do? And man, what a way to steal the show. That was the best part about the week was, well, oh God, this guy, there's somebody we block in the chats. We gotta figure out a way to block somebody in the chat, but
Around.
You need to be careful because he can pop up anytime he wants. Learn that.
careful.
You have to say positive.
Magically show up here like but Delilah, who was your last week?
You know, my hot player was Trevor Lawrence. Listen, this kid last year was given an unfair start. You know, they had Urban Meyer just ruin that whole feel of that team, made him feel awful. He was finally fired, and we heard just how bad he was, like how he talked to the guys, how he made them feel, how he just demoralized that whole team. And so he never got the chance to show who he is. And we know this kid could ball out. We saw him do it in college, you know? And so I was happy to see him get his due last week. He had a 321 yards with 3 touchdowns. And so I'm sorry, Nate, because I love you. You know, he came back and he beat the Ravens. You know, it was a fun game. Actually, this was a fun game. It was because 28-7. It was very close. They were duking it out, but Trevor Lawrence got the W. So he had 321 yards, like I said, with 3 touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns. That was after getting sacked. And he was sacked 4 times. So on top of being sacked, he still managed to get 3 touchdowns and win the game for the Jaguars. You know, the Jaguars are now 4-7, which is like, I know everybody's like, oh, that's not bad. That's not bad for them. Right. It's not bad for them.
Wins from last year.
Right. Exactly.
That was at the bottom of the crop. Now they're
You know, they got some W's. The kid right now is in 11th place when it comes to yards this season. And I know everybody's like, oh, it's 11th. I'm like, yeah, but this is the second season. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
32
you know,
points, gentlemen.
Yep.
exactly. So he's got 2,006. Yeah, he's got 2,655 yards already. He is tied for 13th with touchdowns. Again, remember there's 32 quarterbacks, as Janae reminded. And he's tied for 13th with 6 touchdowns. And so, you know, the kid is getting a chance. And honestly, I think that next year I would be careful because this year they had a new coach who obviously changed how that team felt. And I think Trevor is getting started. You know, I think he's starting to feel better about himself. I think he's getting more comfortable. Again, they got a fresh start with a new coach. And just like, I'm looking forward to see what Trevor could do. I think now he's finally starting to feel himself. You know what I mean? This guy was a star in college.
I
He
love
should have
watching
been.
Yes.
He should have been a star last year, but like I said, he just didn't have anything built around him. I think if they build around this kid, if they really get this guy some talent, like legit talent, they could be scary. I'm just saying, like if they really build around him, the Jaguars could be a scary team. But that was
They
my hot
definitely-
player of last week.
All
Oh,
I know
man.
is Jacksonville could have called a Michigan fan, and I could have told you not to hire Urban Meyer. I could have told him. I know his shady past.
You're right. You're right. And that look, but now you see when you get rid of the mess, the person starts thriving, and he does look way better than he did last year. And it's, I think Delilah's right. It's the culture. The culture has changed. The feeling has changed. You got the negative out. Absolutely. Now you got the positive in. And I feel like Delilah said, you're gonna be looking at the Jaguars in the next couple of years and being like, wow, look where they came from. And they're doing it with him as young as he is to build that organization. I'm actually really excited about that boy, Trevor Lawrence. Let's go. Let's
Could be a
go.
legacy from.
Absolutely.
All I gotta
Absolutely.
say is he balled out when he played at Clemson, and I was like so hopeful for him in the NFL. And then when I saw what happened to him in his rookie season, I was like, oh, you poor man, you deserve so much better than this. So much better. So yeah, I'm excited to see what Trevor Lawrence, or as me and my friends call him, Prince Eric from Beauty and the Beast, because
Because the hair.
Yes.
So, if you compare them, you can't unsee it. Anyway, so I'm excited to see what Mr. Trevor Lawrence has, because I really like the kid. I really like the young man. I think he
can
can
play.
have a really good NFL career
Absolutely.
once he gets the right pieces around him, like Delilah said. So kudos to Trevor, because I've always been a fan.
Go, Trevor! Let's go! Let's go! That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you for all the comments.
Anthony, stop it. You saw Anthony's comment. Start from the bottom.
Oh,
Now
Anthony.
it's not as close to the bottom. I don't think that's how the lyrics went, Anthony. All right, man. Kate, who is your hot player from last week, girl?
All right. I am heading all the way to Las Vegas and the Raiders for mine, because
Okay.
this running back balled out against Geno Smith and the Seahawks. And his name is Josh Jacobs. Whoa. That man was running all over that field against the Seahawks. He was everywhere. He was dynamic. He had 33 rushes. He had 229 yards, 6.9 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, and 6 receptions. And let me just say, he was like running like his life depended on it. He was all over that field. And I was just so impressed, because the Seahawks have been doing really well. We've been on this huge Geno rush because he's been doing really well since Russell Wilson decided to go and destroy the Broncos. And so let's face it, girls, he's destroyed them. Anyway, so I am very proud of Josh Jacobs' performance, because the Seahawks have been doing so well, and the Raiders ended up winning this game because of this man's dynamic performance. In the overall season, he's had 216 rushes for over 1,159 yards.
Woo!
Carried for 5.4 yards per carry. He's got 9 touchdowns, 40 receptions. So not only can this guy run, he can receive and run as well. And that's what I think is so cool about some of our running backs in this league is I love a running back that can not only run, but he can receive that ball and run with it.
Yeah.
as well.
Let's go.
You got to have that versatility. Like, that's one of my favorite things about a lot of running backs is when they can receive
From
and
this
run.
era, right? It's
Yes.
different.
It's
Yes.
different. So when you have the dual threat of a running back that can also receive and just not run, he adds more depth to your offense. And Josh
Yes.
Jacobs, I'm going to be watching you from here on out. Oh my God. hey, Anthony, we all know Sierra's one game away from going back to Future.
They had
Oh.
plans. They had plans. That's why they didn't show up. They had plans.
So we all know he's one game away from her going back to Future. Cause
Oh, Kenny is shots fired today.
Wow. No,
so
Sierra-
anyway, that's Jacobs, my hot player of the week, because he dominated those Seahawks and he beat them because
did.
they were on a roll.
Yeah, he did. He did. That kid, I like to watch him play, honestly. Like, I'm glad that he's getting a chance because we know he was injured for a little bit and we weren't sure how he was going to come back. And so, like,
Right.
and he's killing it, man. Like, and you know, versatile running backs, I know we had a few in the past, but it was very rare. But now these kids are just different. Now they're like, yes, you're a running back, but you should also receive. You know what I'm saying? Because then
Right.
you'll get more work. You know,
I think
you'll
kind of
get-
like Debo Samuel kind of like brought that
I
out
love
last year.
Debo for that.
Last year, like,
Yeah.
when they utilized him so much all over.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the heck is he? Is he a running back or is he a wide receiver? This is confusing.
I get confused every game he plays, Janae.
Or
What are you doing?
Nicole's guy, Taysom Hill. That guy's a Swiss
Yes.
Army knife.
Just like Taysom Hill, am I a quarterback? Am I a running back?
Yeah,
Am I a wide receiver?
This Josh.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a new wave in the NFL, and I'm really liking it. But now I feel like the Raiders, you have your formula. If you can do that faithfully, you'd become one of those, Vikings or Tennessee Titans where you can utilize Josh Jacobs to really be the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was a lights out game.
And like honorable mention, like Jalen Hurts ran for 157 yards in his game.
Yes.
Like he was like quarterback and running back. I'm like these players with this versatility in the NFL.
I'm just happy for Josh Jacobs and the Raiders because I know that's one of your other teams, Miss Janae.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we've been really looking bad, ladies and gentlemen. We've been really looking bad. I think Sean's going to call me out because I probably haven't even mentioned the Raiders. Because
You really haven't.
my dad is a diehard Raiders fan, ladies and gentlemen. And
Yes.
it's just been a sad time in my house because my dad is just, it's a crushing feeling. But that game gives you confidence, but you got to run with that formula. That's the formula you need. Josh Jacobs just showed you 300 yards on the ground. Is just that's phenomenal. Nobody is doing that. 300 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make
that's
some
wild.
fun plays with that.
Woo,
Come on,
Janae, who's
Nicole,
your hot player last week,
Yeah.
ma'am? Who you got?
Oh, well, you know my hot player. Listen,
I'm sad about it, but yeah, go for it.
look, I gotta do it because I know it was against your team, but I have to do it because this player, it feels like, there was so much controversy with this team and what the decisions that they were going to make, with who's going to start quarterback, and they decided that they were not going to run with their starting guy. They were going to actually see what it would look like to put Mike White in with the Jets. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the Jets won with this guy putting the team on his shoulders. When I tell you 315 yards in his first game this season with 3 touchdowns. Now, ladies, I gotta say, it didn't even look like the Jets missed a beat. And the thing is, the Jets are good. They have a dynamic defense. They have an offense that can get churning. They did lose Breece Hall, and it kind of put them in the funk. And Zach Wilson just wasn't getting the job done. But ladies, I don't think that they're going to go back to Zach Wilson after Mike White just did what he did. If you don't know, the Chicago's actually been pretty daggone decent this season. They have been keeping up with every team. But the fact of the matter is Mike White, I think, is going to be the guy. If he can do it on a consistent basis, I haven't seen that kind of spark in the Jets all season. So he's my hot player this week because I know it could be kind of nerve-wracking that the starting quarterback got taken out, and here he go. There they go. I'm not talking about Dakota. I love him. No, he wasn't my hot player, but Mike White, and to me, I don't know if you guys feel it, ladies. I just felt like the Jets had a new swag. They started off hot, but I think that it wasn't hot because of Zach Wilson. It was hot because of Breece Hall. that the running game was just amazing at that moment. But then he got hurt, and then you had Zach Wilson not being able to really get it going. But I think Mike White is the person. I think that if they can keep that energy and that guy keeps doing what he did, who's gonna stop him? Come on,
Minnesota. That's what they play next. So I don't know, man. Like against Minnesota, are you gonna start Mike White? I don't know. They got a decision to make. It'll be interesting. I can't wait to see what quarterback is gonna play against the number 2 team in the NFL.
Oh my gosh! But the thing is, what would happen though if they do? What happens at that moment?
Then you keep them going, which is I know you don't like to talk about it. That's what the Commanders are doing, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Let's just
you gotta let it ride.
I mean,
you gotta write out. You know,
they replaced with Heineke now. Like he's.
But that's
really
what I'm saying.
solid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like
the backup is better than the plan B is better than plan A. So
we'll see. I mean, I can't wait to see who they start on Sunday against Minnesota.
I'm gonna keep my eye out now.
I guess it depends on how the practices go this week. But
they haven't listed anyone officially because I've been looking.
No.
I don't know who the quarterback's gonna be, but man, Janeda, I think they will keep him. I think if he can go in there. And Minnesota's defense is good. That's why they're winning games. It's not just the offense. So if they can go in there and honestly, like, actually beat Minnesota, or even like stay toe to toe, like I don't think they even have to get W. Like I think that if they could actually not get blown out, you know what I'm saying, and actually like they might keep. I don't know, but again, I don't know who they're gonna win. Are we gonna see Flacco? Are we gonna see Flacco in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Next
I guess you gotta ride with the hot hand. I think
I don't know.
You experimented, it worked. Why not keep it? And if he does beat the Vikings, like Delilah said, I don't think there's any other option that you can use. You have to run with them. The Vikings are 9-1. I'm 9-2. They're dominating this year. If you beat the team that is dominating, there's no way you can go back. Right now, I believe the Jets are 7-4. They got an opportunity to get in. There is a chance for them to get in.
Yeah, they do. They got the 7th spot right now. Now, they have the 7th spot in the playoffs as of now.
Don't get too excited, all you seventh position. Please don't get excited because there's an opportunity for the NFC and the AFC to get booted. Seventh rounders.
I know why you're saying that.
I think that because the NFC side,
I'm just waiting for this middle to open, and there he is. I'm just waiting for it to open up, and there's Sean going, oh, no.
That's how he does. But you know what? This is the ladies takeover show. So that's how we do it. But we want to see who you guys picked as your hot player. Please write comments and tell us who you thought was hot. Because there were plenty of players, and of course, it's just 4 of us, and we can only pick one. But we know that there was more players. Please write in the comments and tell us who you think. But, we have to get on to our favorite segment. Ooh, ladies, we got to talk about some drama. Yes, Nicole, the drama of this week was insane. We have had some crazy things happen. And ladies, we can go ahead and get it out the way because this is one of the players that the Cowboys want. But apparently, OBJ was so tired on a plane. Before the plane took off, he did not have his seatbelt on. And apparently, once they were able to finally wake him up, he was a little agitated because he got, woken up from his slumber. I don't know what he did the night before, but apparently it was more aggressive that he could handle the next morning, that he didn't put his seatbelt on, but he got escorted off the plane. Ladies, what do y'all think about this? Come on, Kate. Tell me, what was your first reaction seeing my man getting escorted by the police off the plane?
I was like, man, he'll fit in good in Dallas.
I said the same thing.
I was like, he just needs to head over to Jerry Jones with the drama.
Escorted by the police? Oh, check mark.
Yes, I was like, he really is trained out out to be a Dallas Cowboy. I was like, this is fitting for him. But
yeah, go for it.
I'm ashamed for him that this happened. I'm embarrassed for him because here we have one of our star receivers in the league who is looking for his next team, his next paycheck in the NFL. And now some teams might be looking like, is this someone we really want to have come on our team?
That's true.
Because usually when a player has one of these incidences, there's a second incident, and then there's a third.
Right.
You go, do we want this baggage? Do we want this drama? Do we want this coming to our organization? This is already a little like scar on his resume now that he's had this happen. I mean, good Lord, we've had enough players with drama in the last few seasons with weird situations.
Well, compared to what NFL players have done, I think this is pretty light. This is pretty light compared to what.
But still, when you're looking to go to your next team, and this is how you're starting your your tryouts.
Yeah.
I guess we can take a couple thousand off of the contract.
Yeah, that's not going to keep him from getting signed. So, like,
I know it won't, but it's also something for teams to look out for.
So his legal team, I'm going to put that out there, right? Because whenever we do drama, if I find a legal statement, I share it because we are a sports show. His legal team said that he fell asleep, and so he didn't hear, the command, and that's why he was in and out. Because I'm not gonna lie, kind of the way they described it kind of kept me abreast too. Like, what are they trying to say? Like, is he on drugs? Because that's kind of how, honestly, to be fair, that's how they painted it, right? Because we didn't hear his side. They were like, oh, he was out of it. He was in and out, and we were trying to tell him to put his seatbelt on, and he wasn't cooperative. But then when you see videos, he wasn't disruptive.
No, he wasn't disruptive.
He wasn't disruptive. And his legal team was like, it was over, he's like, he always does this. He puts a blanket over his head and he goes to sleep, right? Because he's, and so like,
and it was an early flight. It was a very early flight.
So, right. And so he's like, if they would have, by the time he actually was alert, they had already diverted the plane and landed. And he was like, y'all could have given me a few minutes to wake up. I would have buckled up and we would have been where we got to be. And so in OBJ fashion, he got on a private plane chartered to Dallas. That's what they're saying. It was a private charter plane to Dallas. And anyway, but he posted a video of him buckling up because he wanted no
drama.
No drama. So he clicked, posted a video like him clicking his seatbelt in. He's like,
I did it this time, guys. I didn't mess up this time.
It'll be fine. Honestly, I agree with Janae. Like, of everything that we've discussed drama-wise and the other stories that are coming after this one, this is very minimal. Also, like, he reminds me again of T.O. We remember T.O. used to do weird stuff, and people love, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ocho Cinco used to do weird stuff outside of his, a lot of these guys just they do weird stuff outside of football. But as long as they could, and it's always harmless because T.O. and Ocho Cinco and OBJ, they never do anything that honestly hurts people. They just do things that were like, what? Like, what were you thinking? But it's nothing like harmful, you know what I mean? So anyway.
You're right. Well, Ocho Cinco kind of, he had a little thing, but
I know, but in general,
I understand what you mean, though. Like, when you have these incidences, like something this small came in to be so big, I mean, you're right. They could have just, put the seatbelt on for him. He's asleep. But apparently what they were saying was like, once you get in the air, they didn't want him to, what I'm saying? If he was really out of it, it could have been crazy. But Nicole, what do you think about that?
I mean, the first thing that I saw was him walking, getting escorted off. I saw him wearing a shirt that said Saints. But I was like, oh, okay. But I just thought maybe he forgot that he was flying commercial. They probably get pretty accustomed to a lot of the team flights that they do, and forget that, it's commercial and stuff. So, and hey, I'm a huge heavy sleeper. I have to do math questions in the morning for when I wake up. or else I'm there slapping the alarm clock like it's a fish out of water. So I can totally relate to the
I love
heavy
you so
sleeping.
much.
Absolutely.
I gotta try that. Math equations. I gotta write that down.
But yes, we're gonna give him a break. We know teams still want him, especially mine. But that was actually pretty crazy this week. But we also got we have a situation that I don't think that we've ever dealt with a person that has this many allegations, all of this back drama of really serious allegations. For the very first time, the NFL is letting a player come back after something like this. And after 13 weeks of waiting, Deshaun Watson gets to come back and play quarterback. Now, there is rumors that the people that have accused him are saying they are telling the truth and they will be at that game to make some noise. What y'all thinking, ladies? I mean, Nicole, let's start with you. What you think?
That's a power statement. I mean, it's great for them to stand up. There's power in numbers, and if there's a lot of them, like I'm just reading right now, around like 25 women. So I'm just learning about this as he's coming back, and I'm just like, do we really need him? Brissett's pretty good, but
holding it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking towards the ladies, that's for sure, to see where they are and how they are gonna be, doing that. But I can't believe it. That's crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Delilah, what you thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, I give kudos to the 10 women because it's 10 women that are going to show up at this game as a form of protest, and to kind of say like, hey, we're not going to stay in the shadows, and to back up what their claims are. So it should be interesting how they handle it. And I'm hoping that
the same thing, Delilah. I even show them on TV. Will the NFL even pan over to them? Will they even get attention? Because the NFL also doesn't want that heat.
Right. So it's so it'll be interesting to see. I feel like after I just shared the NFL Women's Forum, that it would be really shameful if they didn't actually spotlight that these women are there and at least acknowledge them. You may not believe them, but you should actually acknowledge the fact that they're saying what we're saying is true. So at least give them that acknowledgement because they're not hiding. They're going to show their faces, which a lot of times accusers don't because of safety reasons. They won't put their identity out there. They won't show their faces because they're always afraid of repercussions. And so hey, kudos to them. And we'll just see, I knew that he was going to play. They paid him all that money. We said a few weeks ago when we were talking about how he's practicing, I said, ain't no way they're not going to play him because they did spend that money to bring him there. So it should be interesting to see how Sunday pans out. So we'll see.
We'll see. Kate, what's on your mind?
First, I am sad that he's got to play at all this season, but we knew this was going to happen because of the fact that the Browns brought him in, are paying him what they're paying him. We knew he was going to get playing time. As a woman, it's very hard for me to know that he's done what he's done and gets to play this season. I was hoping for a little bit more of a punishment, but we knew there'd be an agreement. So with that being said, I hope those women get treated well when they do show up. I hope they have security standing by for them if they need it, because it shows a lot of bravery to put your face forward and to show up and face your accuser, whether he's a few hundred feet away from you playing on a football field. That I commend these women and their courage to come and watch this game. And I think it's going to be interesting because he's playing against his former team. So it'll be a very interesting game altogether. And I saw practice clips of him earlier today, and he couldn't hit his receivers in the hands to save his life. And the joke was he has too much massage oil on his hands. So even announcers are making jokes about the fact that he really shouldn't be playing. So Yeah, there was some bad jokes, Janae, about his practice videos that were shown today because he was bad. He was bad. He couldn't like hit his receivers at all. But I guess we'll see what happens, and we'll see if he gets to keep starting, or if they'll say, you know what, you're a little too rusty for us. We're putting Brissett back in. We're not going to risk losing our whole entire season because you're not playing well and you're not doing well. But I think that my main focus is on those women that are those showing up, because those are the women. So many times we don't want to believe the women, but when there's 25 of them and 10 of them willing to put their face possibly on national cameras, how could you want to say you're lying when you're willing to put your face out there? So it'll be interesting this Sunday when this game airs. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it will be very interesting. And just my point of view about it, I agree with the ladies. I don't know if he should be playing. I just don't. It just makes me like icky. I don't even the fact that they paid him so much money during all of this controversy. And I know the law is the law. He's not proven guilty of anything. But if you've done your research and you've seen the videos, I saw the interrogation video, which it made you cringe because he had to plead the fifth on a lot of gross questions. And the thing is, it just makes you weirded out that the fact that when the NFL can take a stand no matter what and say, we're done. I'm not too happy about him playing. I like Kate said, I think Jacoby Brissett is doing just fine. But I do understand business, and this is how they want to do it. Okay. But I don't think that the reaction is going to be what they want. I think it's going to be a boo. It's not going to be a happy coming back. I think it's gross that you paid somebody so much money during all of this. 25 women, that is just insane. But I'm standing with the women. I'm standing with the 10 women. And I think Delilah's right. I hope that they do have some camera time and they do get to be seen. And I'm with Nicole. I just really think that, it's just a really sticky, nasty situation. It's just nasty all around. But I mean, we are not judged. We're not judging anyone. We are not, that's not our job. But we can say how we feel as women, as what I'm saying. Don't think that because you're doing something wrong, and you may not have been found guilty in the court of law, but for what I've seen already by myself as just Janae as an individual, I wouldn't want none of my friends or any of this to happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? This is horrible. So it will be interesting that he is playing his old team. I think they did that on purpose and all of this just to make it more interesting. But I'm not on the Sean bandwagon. I'm not at all. And we will see how it goes. But that was some depressing drama. But we also got to get to one more piece, ladies, because we've always known about this insane player. This player has gone pretty crazy in the last couple of years. This player right here, but it looks like we got one player on the run, at least trying to hide from the feds. Antonio Brown has literally been, I think they're looking for him for hurting his wife, throwing something at her and hitting her ponytail.
For domestic violence.
What is going on with this guy? Come on. How many more, Nicole, how many times do we got to hear about this guy?
I just learned about him, and then someone told me to go and look at his list, and I was like, what? Oh, what? So this guy loves to expose himself multiple times, like to other people, and it's a wild. I just learned about him, and I was just like, oh man, there's a long list here.
A long list of things, and we definitely talked about some previous. He's actually been a topic of conversation for drama for us for a while.
Yes, he has.
We're adding him back on the list, Delilah, again.
So, okay, I'm not laughing at the situation because being arrested for domestic violence.
Not at all.
It's just they're surrounding his house right now because he refuses to come out. And I understand why the police are being wary because there's cameras, right? And they have to make sure he gets taken in safely, right? I'm not gonna go into why. We already know this. We're not gonna discuss why they want to make sure that they take in a black man safely. So basically, they're surrounding his house. They haven't arrested him yet. There's a warrant out for his arrest because that's how these things work. And right now he's barricaded in his house and he won't come out. So they're negotiating with him to get him to come out. Basically, that's and like Kate was saying, it is on domestic violence charges. I don't know all the extents of, I know it has to do with his wife. And as Nicole was saying, there was an incident in Abu Dhabi. I don't know if you know this, but like the video was wild. I was gonna bring it up as one of our drama, but it was crazy. Like he threw a girl, a random lady, lifted her and tossed her in the pool, and then like showed his, private parts to her.
And another reason they're being very careful with him is he has 2 guns in the house right by his side.
Exactly.
So they're trying to be very careful on how they pursue him because they don't want him to do harm to himself or to others. And so, it's the Antonio Brown saga continues.
Year after year.
I mean, he just like randomly will like share texts from players that he's gotten. And I mean, Tom Brady did whatever he could to help him.
And you saw how he just threw him right under the bus.
And Antonio has just like thrown him under the bus, like put out different things and scenarios with him and Giselle. And so, it's just, I feel bad. I feel bad for him because we obviously know he suffers from mental illness and everything, but they need to he needs to call the foundation I shared and get himself some help.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Really, he was a good prospect.
He's very talented. Together.
Yes,
like he's a very good football player when he's got his
together. You should look up his highlights right now. These are his lowlights, unfortunately. But honestly, when that man was put together, I agree. He helped Tampa Bay win a Super Bowl. Yep. Like, we're not going to take that away. It's very true. No. He was part of that Super Bowl winning team. He's helped other teams. The fact is that when he can focus and when he has, however it is that he's dealing with those, when he is focused and dealing with those issues in the right way, he's a darn good football player, very talented and could get things done. And so, honestly, I'm sending prayers that he gets arrested safely.
The potential.
Okay? Like, just it's a very scary situation. I didn't realize he had guns in his house. So I'm honestly right now hoping that everything ends peacefully and nothing else gets added. Like, just, now, sorry. I didn't know he had guns in his house, and that's very scary. And I hope it ends well.
Me too. I mean, Nicole, he dynamic probably was good. If he would have kept going the way he was going, with like top tier player. It's just, as you can see over the years, it's a steady decline, and now it's blatant in your face that there's it's a problem. And don't let them. God, please, just we are praying for that situation, praying for him, and just that. Man, this drama was deep today, guys.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was heavy.
I want to respond a little short, a bit to. I know Sean kept talking about Jerry Jones' comment, and we know what he's talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna close off the segment. I don't know. I hope no one's living under a rock. Okay, I wasn't making a pun. So the Little Rock Nine, everyone should know who that is. Remember, it had to do with desegregating schools. And so there was a photo of him, and it was him of his teenage years. And now, to be fair, he wasn't spitting. Like, you see the photos, he wasn't hurling insults, nothing. But he was in the crowd, and he was photographed in the crowd that was protesting the desegregation of the Little Rock High School, right? We know the story. And so now that's come out. And his comments have been that he went there because he was curious. It was out of curiosity. He didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. He wasn't photographed doing or saying anything, to be fair. It was just him standing there. So he could say that. It's possible it was curiosity. And so that's,
Oh, no.
so
We'll never know, right?
we'll never know.
No,
We'll never,
LeBron James has brought light to that
right.
comment of
Yeah.
him.
So,
Like,
and that's what he responded in his interview when they asked him. He said, "Hey, I was there out of curiosity. I should have known better. We should do better." And that's basically how he basically said that we should have done better. We should do better, and that that never should have happened. And those were his comments. And we have to share that because again, legally, that's basically what he said. He was just standing there. He didn't participate. He didn't harass the Little Rock Nine. He didn't. He said.
Don't know. We don't know. Like you said,
Out of curiosity, he was just standing with a mob of white people that were upset about. So just saying,
yeah.
listen, Jerry Jones, take a break, okay, my sir. Just God, just stay out of.
Cowboys fan, but I am not a Jerry Jones fan at all. at all. But that is drama. You're right.
So I wanted to address it because it was brought up in the comments, and
definitely drama with that, and you're right. There's no way that we would ever know what will happen. We would never know back in the day when it was, so we would never really know what went down. But we know he was there, and so I'm hoping that he wants to, And like I know a lot of people are saying during that interview or what he was saying, there was no really accountability. Like I apologize or anything. And I know people are looking for that, and
right.
I hope that happens too, but it's just a messed up situation, and we got to believe that the world back in the day was pretty jacked up. So there's probably a lot of people, if they got pictures out there, a lot of things in place. But we got drama, guys. Look, you guys writing. If you know about something, hey,
let us know. Yeah,
we want to talk about the NFL drama because there's definitely some drama. But guys, there's a game on tonight. Look, if I'm paying attention to my phone correctly, every time I have an ESPN fantasy, the steadily in the red zone. What do you guys think about this game?
Who? I'm sorry.
Do the Patriots have a chance?
Right now, no, because the score is 17-0 at halftime. It's halftime. And Janae's favorite player, big piece of magic. Massive piece of magic. He's out there doing his thing.
can I just tell you, Janae?
Dakota for they can switch if they would like. Josh can come to Cowboys and Dakota can go there. But that's tradable for. That's it. Kate, what you think?
Janae, can I just say when the Bills had to use the Detroit Lions facility that one weekend, I was at the Michigan game, and a bunch of Bills fans showed up at the Michigan game. We had Bills fans galore.
That's awesome.
At the Michigan and the Canadian Bills fans that come across the border.
Canadian Bills fans? I didn't know there was a Canadian Bills.
Yes, there's a huge sect of Canadian Bills fans. And they tailgated with us.
It makes sense because of where they are.
They started talking about Josh Allen, and I kept saying, "You mean the massive piece of magic?" And they were like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "The massive piece of magic." It's not Josh Allen. So
You're being today.
so I had to educate the Canadian Bills fans about who the massive piece of magic was.
I'm glad you let them know, Kate.
And guess what? I pulled up your clip. And I showed them. And they were just like, "Oh my God, she is so great."
Oh, I love
I
that.
just want to give you a little backstory about how I've been educating. I even told my dad when they played the Bills the Lions played the Bills that day. I even put it in our chat with Janae. I said, "Yeah, I've been educating my dad about the massive piece of magic."
That's so cute.
So it sticks with me. It has permanently stuck with me. He's not Josh Allen. He's the massive piece of magic. So with that being said,
oh, I love it.
That's what I call him now. That's only what I call. Burrow Smoky Smooth. That's what I call
Right.
him.
That's it.
Right. I love it.
Anyway.
Janae, you're famous. So when you go to Canada and you run into this Canadian Bills fan,
Yes.
and they're like, "We know you," and it's because of Kate.
I had to show him the clip. I had to. I was like searching on my phone through old shows. I'm like, this is the one.
Oh,
Wait, Nicole, why aren't you a Bills fan? Our Canadian. Oh, by the way, yeah, this is our Canadian friend from the north.
Anyway,
Yeah, I was
would
close.
say that the Bills have got this well under control. They're going to beat the Patriots tonight. It may be a blowout in the second half. Who knows what adjustments the Bills will make at the halftime mark? Who knows what adjustments Bill Belichick's going to make? But because he's the mastermind of adjustments and figuring out how to win games.
True.
So you never know what's going to happen, but I feel at the end of the day,
Okay.
because they're without Von Miller tonight, their defense, he's
That's
on
true.
IR.
Yeah.
So they've got,
Pete, though, they scored nothing yet.
well, no, it's 17-7 at half.
17-7.
Oh, 7. Okay.
Yeah, and it's already in the
It's halftime.
it's 17-7 right now.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more than 17-7 at the
So
end.
what's your score? What you got?
I got 31-10.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what you? Oh,
I'm gonna go with a I'm gonna say 34-14
Okay. So they'll get another touchdown. I got
for
you.
the Bills. Yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with the Bills. They're a great team. I love the Buffalo Bills. Let's go.
It's not an SEC. It's not a South team.
Woo, love it. Love it. I love how when like Kate was like, yeah, Canadian Bills fans. Nicole's like, yeah, yep.
There's a lot of them. I think at one point they were close to, there's rumors about having them come up here a little bit, but yeah.
They almost got moved.
I think
To be fair, they're the only legitimate New York team in the state of New York because the Giants and the Jets both play in New Jersey.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes.
There we go.
And they are right on that border near Niagara. So
not the way Mac Jones was running for his life. They were
Oh no. There we go.
pretty bad. I'm going 38, ladies. I'm going 38-13.
I agree. I think the Bills are going to blow out the Pats. I think, like, as much as I believe in Bill Belichick, by the way, it's not because I'm not going to take that away. This man is ridiculous. Like, he's second all-time winning coach now. He passed Papa Bear. We learned that. He hasn't beat the winningest coach of the NFL yet. But if he keeps playing, he might. And I don't think he's not going to retire anytime soon. So I won't be surprised that before he retires, he will be the number one winningest coach in the NFL.
no.
But I think this game today, the Bills got your number. I agree with the ladies. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be like 34-10. I think the Bills could get a field goal. So there you go.
Okay, all right. Well, we're all agreing that the Bills is taking this one.
Right.
Got to get to our final segment. The ladies have the final say. How could it be any more sweeter when we get to have the final say of the show? Ladies, I'll go ahead and go first. I just feel like mental health is the biggest issue right now. All we're hearing about on the news is killing, shooting, taking their own life, taking other people's lives. It's just a time right now where people are really going through. And I think in their minds, the only way that they can get out of it is let's take out the person that made me mad and then I'm going to take myself out. But we have to remember that there are other ways of getting yourself together. I don't know. And there is some serious depression. I'm not taking away from people who are honestly depressed because depression is real. But you have to come up with ways to cope, because if you let those things take you out like that, not only are you taking away from other people's family, but you're doing it to your family. Nobody wants you to suffer in silence. Mental health is a serious thing. And I feel like if I can have my final say, is that if you're going through something and if you're sad and if you don't understand why and you don't and you can't get over it, you're gonna have to reach out to people that genuinely care about you. And there's nothing wrong with seeing a psychologist. Like there's nothing wrong with talking to somebody about your issue. And there is a stigma that you shouldn't say your problems because people will judge you. But everybody, let me tell you right now, there is not one person on this earth that does not have something that makes them sad or something that they've gone through. But we got to remember there is a reason why we're here. And if you let those things fester, only destruction can happen. So you got to take care of yourself. You got to talk to somebody. There is nothing wrong with telling people or someone about what you're going through. Sometimes you just got to get it out. But when you're festering all of those things in your mind, you will go crazy. And those things seeing this on the news, ladies, are so sad about seeing problems all over about people's mental health. And all they needed to do was talk to somebody. All they needed was reach out to somebody to get a good encouragement, to get some real balance in their lives. And because they didn't want to do that, you go and take somebody else's life and take your life. That is not helping any situation. You didn't help anything. You only made things 10 times worse. So if I had the final say, it's that if you're feeling down, you're feeling like no way out, please believe there is. Please believe that you have a purpose and talk to somebody, because during this holiday season is the worst time for people because people really go through and people think it's just such a happy-go-lucky. You see the commercials with the Christmas trees and everything else, and they look happy. Not everybody is happy, but you have to learn what to do, when to do it. And if I can give anything to somebody, it'll be talk to somebody about your problems. Talk to somebody about what's going on in your head. Because I promise you, if you talk to the right person, they may be able to turn the crazy things that are going on in your head into positive, good things. You are worth it. You are great. You are so amazing. And I want to encourage people to think positive thoughts, even in a dark time.
I love that.
I love that.
Thank you, Kay. I really
Thank you.
Thank you.
really need to think.
Thank you.
Everybody's happy, but we also got to figure out ways to cope and to not go down the wrong path, because I feel like these things are going down the wrong path. So you guys are worth it. You guys are amazing. You're unique. So just talk to somebody. Please. All right, Delilah, what's your ladies have the final say?
My ladies have the final say is it is a holiday season. What I wanted to say is stop just dumping on people liking Christmas music, wanting to go for that peppermint mocha latte, and just who cares? And the reason I don't want to use the Grinch is because we learned about the Grinch and why he felt that way. He was an outcast. Okay, so I don't want to use the word Grinch. There was a reason why he was like he was because he was treated differently for being different. So let's remember the story of the Grinch, that he actually wasn't a bad person.
Absolutely.
He was outcasted for being different. So in keeping with that, what I want to say is just let people enjoy the Christmas music. Like if you hear people Christmas caroling and singing along and enjoying it, there's a scene that Kat says, right? The cat says, "Don't yuck on my yum." And I agree with her.
Yes.
Kat, I love you. I know you might not see this, but she always says that, right? That saying, "Don't yuck on my yum." Don't do that this holiday season. Let people enjoy the snowflakes, building snowmen, doing the ice skating, building gingerbread houses, and just kind of, I always see people like roll the eyes. Now, on top of that, I want you guys to also be nice and mindful to customer service people. Okay.
Yes.
So on top of that, on the flip side, for all of you who are out there shopping, going to these restaurants, please be kind to the customer service people, to the people working in the restaurants, to the people in the stores. Trust me, this is a very stressful time of year for them. they're not trying to ruin your holiday. They're
Yes.
just people. They are people. So treat them with respect. So on the opposite spectrum, please treat your service people with respect. They
Yes.
don't get paid a lot. And they work a lot of grueling hours.
Yes.
And they work the holiday seasons when you're
Yes.
home with your family. So
Mhm.
please be kind to the customer service folk. And at the same time, let people enjoy the holiday music and the holiday Hallmark movies. Why are we making fun of people enjoying Hallmark movies? It makes them happy. Just let them enjoy themselves.
My wife loves it.
That's
Sarah
what
loves Hallmark.
I'm telling you. So just let people be. Let them enjoy the season. At the same time, be kind to your customer service workers. And that's my ladies have the final say.
Oh, I love that, Delilah. I love that. That's absolutely a positive message. I love that. All right, Kate, what you got?
Mine stems from what happened to me less than 2 weeks ago. As we can tell, I have these little lovely bruises still healing underneath my eyes.
You're so beautiful.
I took a 3-row fall at the big house at Michigan Stadium at halftime of the Illinois game. And I gotta say, family isn't always blood. Your friends can be your family just as much as your blood relatives.
Preach.
And I gotta say, I have an incredible tailgate family. My tailgate family, when I fell, sprung into action and looked after me because I didn't have any family around me, real blood family, sprung around me and were just beyond incredible. Making sure I was taken care of, making sure that I was okay, wiping enormous amounts of blood off my face, making sure my C-spine was right, making sure everything went flawless. My one good friend, Kim, missed the whole third quarter and stayed with me in first aid before the ambulance took me to the hospital. My tailgate mom and dad, Gail and Bob, were there for me and making sure that everything went okay. And what was incredible was how quickly they all sprung into action for me. I'm not their blood family, but we're a family. So blood does not necessarily make family.
Preach.
But remember, your friends and the people that care about you are your family just as much as your family's your family.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And when you have incredible friends that are family to lean on, it is such a comforting and beautiful thing because let me just tell you, oh, Sean, they love you and ask about you all the time, you and Kat. And let me just say, I was hoping, because Gail and Bob, the tailgate mom and dad, as we all call them, had a big Ohio State watching party for the game. And they not only were like, we're only going to let you drive this far, we're going to pick you up, bring you the rest of the way to our house, but we're going to drive you all the way home, and we'll drive your car all the way home because we know you're tired. We know you're going to be fatigued. And when everyone saw me, I got the biggest, warmest group hug from my tailgate family. And there's about 30 of us. And we all just had this big group hug around each other to not only say we love each other, but we're there for each other. I mean, I can call Gail at the drop of a hat and she would stop whatever she's doing for me. Kim would do the same thing. I would do the same thing for them. So just remember, your friends are your family. Blood does not define family. And I am so incredibly blessed to have my Michigan Wolverine tailgate family, because it was a scary day. It was a scary time. My nose was busted. I'm still healing from the concussion and everything. But the fact that they sprung into action the way they did for me was one beautiful thing. So, and I never can thank them and repay them enough for all that they do for me. So this is my shout out to them. I love you. I appreciate.
Shout out to that Michigan family, man. Taking care of our girl.
Oh, Janae, Nicole, Delilah, they would welcome you with open arms. Say, come to our tailgate. Sean and Kat can attest. Gail and Bob will do whatever for you. Feed you, drinks, you name it. You don't have to bring a thing. Just yourselves.
That's
Shout out to Gail and Bob.
And all they want is you to show up and have fun and a good time. And Bob has first game certificates he passes out now
That's cute.
and everything.
That's
So,
cute.
but family isn't always blood.
I agree.
And just
I like that.
protect and love your friends, appreciate them, show them the love that they show you, and make sure that you're always checking in on your friends because we all check in on each other. Our tailgate family checks in on each other all the time, and it's beautiful. So remember, your friends are your family all the time.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
I love that.
Kate, I'm glad you're better too.
And I'm
Kate.
glad you're
Yes.
okay. I was gonna say the same thing. We're glad you're okay.
I was looking pretty scary there for a little bit. Pretty scary.
I just wanted you to be okay.
Yeah,
Oh, my noggin's gonna take a few
of course.
months to heal, but I took a real bad. They said if I would have seen the blood, that I would have probably died because the blood was. There's blood on the steps, the
Ooh.
rows of the big house that will always be there, I guess.
Oh
So
my
I'm always
gosh.
gonna be at the big house.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
So
glad you are
anyway,
okay.
with that being said, friends are family. Blood doesn't always make family, and be good to your friends because when they're good to you, you need to repay it back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I freaking love that. All right, Nicole, you're going to finish this off for the show. What is your final say?
You guys are, every time I get a little teary-eyed. I love this segment. My thing is more so, I guess, to the strangers. Every time I drive, I just, if you ever want to ground yourself and get a sense of feeling, just know that like when you're driving, everyone else is on the road too, driving from that point A to point B.
Yes.
And it's a good collective moment of we're just all on this road together. And let's just get there all in one piece and let's be safe with each other in creating, let that person merge in, like, come on, get in here. It's winter time. Everyone's spinning
Nicole.
their wheels. We got to have some patience. A lot of shopping malls are going to be very busy. And my thing is just, hey, take a moment and think of like, I wonder what that person's doing and where he's going. Is he going to go see his sister or is he going to go, maybe to a funeral?
Oh.
And just take yourself out of it for when you do feel maybe that rush hour traffic, when you do feel angry or yelling. Just take a moment, step back and realize, hey, we're all just getting somewhere. Let's all get there together. So.
I love that. Absolutely. There's some crazy drivers out there, but you're right. We need to think about what they're going through and what's happening.
I love that.
I think that is absolutely
We are on the
amazing
same road.
Right?
Oh, that's
I
beautiful.
love that. We're all on the same road. We're all got places to go. We all got things on our mind. We don't know what the other person is going through. So she's right. In this holiday season, let's start thinking about not being crazy on these highways. And just remember, we all got somewhere to go. We all got something to do. And if we just learn to just be a good team with each other while being on the road, it could be a happier, much safer place. Great point, Nicole. That was amazing. That was good.
I'm weird because I like traffic jams.
I love you.
Oh my goodness,
You're
girl.
amazing.
God, we
You're
love
amazing.
you. You need to come on more often.
Absolutely. We're going to make sure that we're going to try to get her as often as possible. But this show was absolutely amazing. Ladies, I just enjoyed getting on with you guys every single week. We know we ran a little long today, but we get excited. We took 1 week off. So we're just making up for that time that we spent off.
Last time.
Just making up time.
We are.
We
Plus
don't get to see each other all the time.
we couldn't get on without Janae. I was like, I'll wait. I don't care. Like, come on, man.
appreciate you guys. I love you guys
We
so
are
much. You
complete
just don't
unless
even
we're all
understand.
here.
I just appreciate you guys and what you guys do for me. We're just such a family, and you guys are our family. So please tune in next week, Thursday at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time for sure. Thursday, we cannot wait to see you. And trust me, we got some more NFL drama for you. So tune in. Nicole, thank you for joining on our show today. We freaking love you, and we really hope to see you back next week and all the weeks, because this was absolutely freaking amazing. We'll see you guys next week, man. We freaking love you guys. Have a great, great Thursday, and let's finish this game. Let's see what happens. Let's go. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.